Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome to our live stream. Yes, today is a special edition because come this weekend, we are going to have our first anniversary celebration. Yes, we are only celebrating our first anniversary, and we have 3,000 participants, delegates from 8 countries all around Asia, Southeast Asia. And a lot of them are already here. And yeah, we are all so excited. Tomorrow will be a big event where we will have wonderful speakers and training sessions. And yeah, and on Sunday, yeah, that's the big one. Because why? First prize in the lucky draw is a Mercedes-Benz. Wow. Would you like that? Oh, I see people putting up their hands right now. And then second prize is a SUV, all right? So it's very, very exciting. Yes, we are happy because Prife International is really just an amazing company, which is changing lives, both health and wealth. And we are very proud of that, to be able to do that for humanity. Now, with us today, we have 2 wonderful guests. And yeah, I will start off with the first one. Both of them are from the United States. And can we please welcome Casey Tabor? Is that right, Casey? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, Casey Tabor,
Tabor.
all the way from Texas. Howdy.
Hi.
Okay, let me get you on. All right. Yeah, good to have you, Casey. And you have, you sent me a whole pages of your history. And it's
Yes.
just like, wow. Let's try to condense this. Looking at you and looking at what you have written, is like you're 2 different persons altogether.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
And if I may just sum it up before you will start talking, and I know you have a great story. Basically, it all started during your childhood, and something happened to you, and it was through that spiraling kind of depressive mood that one thing led to another. Tell us briefly what happened to you.
Well, in my childhood, I grew up extremely poor. And so that had a huge impact on me. And it also had a huge impact on my health. And there was depression, anxiety, suicidal ideations and stuff that I was dealing with, from my childhood, all the way into adulthood. And then the majority of my issues that started to crop up in adulthood really started after I had my children, and it was a compounding effect.
Yeah, and part of it, if I may say, is because you were slightly overweight. Am I right? You put on. Yes.
Well, not slightly. No, I was overweight. I was 240 pounds.
I'm being polite.
Oh, I know. But it's okay. We can say it.
Yeah, and that, kind of like physiologically your whole body, and you have a whole list of things that is probably, in causing you a lot of pain during that time. Yes. So tell us a little bit about it, because it's a long list. Wow, I look at it, I'm like, wow, I can feel you.
Extensive. It's extensive. Well, so my whole life, I've always had OCD and sensory processing issues and anxiety and depression. And then when I had my children, it started with more weight and the hormonal changes and everything that come along with having children sometimes. And then I started, especially after I had my second child, that really compounded things, because after my first child, I lost my mother. So I was going through a grief process. And then I lost my father after I had my son, like 4 months after I had my son. And so I was still going through the grief process. And so through all of that trauma, and then I already had weight and all these other things that I was dealing with, it was just kind of a snowball effect where it went to chronic pain, chronic exhaustion. I wasn't sleeping. And, if you don't sleep, it just
I know,
intensifies everything. Yeah. And I started having tremors in my hands. My legs were sticking. I started having DVTs, which is blood clots in your legs, PEs, which is a blood clot in your lungs. asthma, high blood pressure, cholesterol, just all sorts of things, hair loss.
And gastro problem as well, right?
Oh yeah. I had GERD, gastrointestinal issues, acid reflux all the time. I had rosacea, which this is still healing, but it's so much better. Frequent urination, and not because I was drinking too much water. It was just something else, waking up 15 times a night to pee, like,
wow,
just a whole host of things. And that's just like scratching the surface of what was going on with my body.
And you were on the blood thinner as well?
Yes,
right?
I was on, I was on the blood thinner.
Maybe? Yeah.
I was on for a decade.
Wow.
A whole decade I was on blood thinners, and I was told I had to be on blood thinners the rest of my life. And I was on 3 other medications for my high blood pressure, my GERD, and the frequent urination. And then I was also, eating, antacids and stuff like candy and, all sorts of other stuff. And this is also me. I was trying to exercise and trying to eat right and trying to do all these things to help my body, but I was missing pieces of my puzzle to really fully help my body and support it.
Wow. Amazing. I mean,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And tell us, how did you, I think you got to know about iTeraCare sometime in May last year, was it?
So I learned around March or April of last year, and I was talking with one of my friends, and she's a lovely soul, and she's always been helpful and attracting those things in my life that are beneficial for me. And she just started to talk about it, and I was like, wait, hold on, I'm in. I don't know what it is, just energetically I can tell this is what I need. So yes, okay, now continue. So I started in May of last year, and whenever I started, so the first month, I started to actually lose weight for like the first time in 14 years.
Wow.
And I had tried everything. I even had a personal trainer, and I was like working out, and this was during my worst chronic pain time. I never gave up, and I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept trying. And then I started using my device and listening to my body and what my body needed and making changes. And I mean, even down to the small thing where it was helping change my eating habits, because I wasn't craving the same things I was craving before. It helped my cravings. It helped my metabolism go up. I could feel my metabolism go up. I started sweating and detoxing and all these wonderful things. My lungs started to clear out. I could feel my lymphatic system clearing out. And I didn't realize how blocked everything was until it started to clear out. And I was so focused on the big things like weight and chronic pain. There were so many small things that I didn't realize was going on with me.
Yeah.
Until all those moved out of the way. And then I'm like, wow, okay.
And you drank the wondered water, right? I mean,
yes, every single day. All my water I drink is wanded.
That's very important, I think, because we are 70% water, So when you want the water, it's actually THz water, and then you drink it, and a lot of miracles happen, right? Because our cells they're hydrated with water as well. And once the cells are energized, that's where it does its work, right? And wow, amazing. I mean, you have gone through really a lot. Yes. And when you felt the initial effect, when you started using the one, that's where you grab onto it and you kind of like amplify, right? The word that you use.
Yes.
Amplify. Tell us about it.
Yes. Yeah, I started low and slow with it. Some people just go full force, and I'm a type of person that I go low and slow. And so I was making sure that I used it every single day, a few times a day. And I at first only did, a few minutes here and there, but I was always drinking the wanded water. And I still was having really good effects from doing that. And then I like to, I have really good body awareness. And so I'm listening to my body and what it's asking for and what it's asking me not to do. And making adjustments every single day. And sometimes I could tell my body would want more. Man, my thymus, every single day, my thymus, I felt like was like yelling at me like, hey man,
remember me?
Little longer.
Yeah, I need some.
Yeah. And so then I would do longer there, you know, especially like right now, there's, you know, high stress in my life right now. And so my thymus gets a little extra attention, you know, same with like through here as well. But, you know, I was hitting, you know, certain key points, but it's not like I was doing it for very long. And so, you know, a little can go a long way. Just, I was actually using it, you know, that's, I feel like the key, drinking the water and actually using it, you know.
So now you're off. I mean, is it most of your medication or?
No,
I mean,
all of it.
All of it. Wow.
All of it. I'm not on, I haven't been on my blood thinner in 9 months. And before, I should, you know, clarify, like I couldn't be on it before, off of it for 5 days. I could start to feel a PE start to form. Okay. Again, I have really good body awareness.
So you tried to get off it, but you couldn't, right? In the past.
I've tried for years. And tried different things. Because I just, you know, obviously, you know, do it, you know, with healthcare professionals. So you're doing it safely. And if that's something direction you're going, but you know, the longest I've ever gone was 4 months. And that was like in the very beginning. Okay. But yeah, I've gone 9 months now with zero issues with it.
And what other medication?
With my asthma, zero issues with my, you know, with any of it.
I mean, what other medication were you on? I mean, high blood or did you?
So high blood. So I was on my high blood pressure medicine. I was on frequent urination medicine, the GERD medicine, and then my blood thinner. Wow. And within the first month, I was able to get off of my frequent urination, the GERD, and the high blood pressure. And then it was like around the month ish, I was able to like start the weaning process. The frequent for the blood thinner.
Urination problem. I mean, has it been resolved? Like,
yeah. Wow. I don't have issues with it.
So you sleep very well now. I mean, you don't.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I sleep well. I go the normal amount. You know, I sometimes, so I notice when my body is going through another like healing phase, or it's working on something new or deeper, that will increase some because my body is asking for more charged water. Okay.
So you just drink water even before you sleep, like just prior to bedtime, you just go and drink. You don't mind.
I don't think about it. Yeah. I actually don't go very much. Like at first, the first month I went a lot, but I could also tell that my body was detoxing. And so it was a part of that process and not a part of the frequent urination issue.
You listen to your body, you know.
Yes. And it's important.
Yeah. And last question, because, you know, everyone is always asking, how do you blow yourself? I mean, like how often, how many minutes, where, you know? Please tell us. Right? Yeah.
So right now I do 5 minutes a couple times a day, and I always make sure that I'm getting my head. So back here, I do my face, I do here, I get my lymph nodes under here and my thymus, and then I try to hit some of my organs.
Okay.
But all right. It's like 30 seconds. You know, here and there. It's not a lot.
You know, we heard many stories out there. I mean, someone who just heard of iTeraCare with all its amazing stories, and it's like, I've had this problem. Maybe I should blow for 1 hour. You know, so we get a lot of. So your advice would be go slow, right? I mean, go slow and see how your body reacts, and
Well, you're supporting your body, and just because you have a lot going on with your body doesn't mean you have to go like, you know, go full in with an hour, because there's so much that's going to happen to your body when it's adjusting and changing, and we want to be gentle with it, gentle with the process. I know it'll still do its job.
You will. All right. Thank you so much, Casey, for coming in today and sharing with us. And may you continue to get even better, right? I mean, your energy is very high. It's amazing. But
Thank you. I appreciate it.
all the very best to you, and look
you.
forward to seeing you one day. Take care and God bless.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Right. So that's amazing recovery story, from Casey all the way from Texas. And now we have a person, a very special person, who has been very helpful to a lot of distributors in the United States. And it comes with a very big responsibility. He himself has proven to be successful in his journey with Prife International to become a 3-star manager. So he knows what it takes to get out there, as well as what it takes to make it in this business. And can we please welcome Mr. William Bowles, our Chief Marketing Officer, all the way from United States. Hi, William. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? I'm in Colorado right now. So
Colorado. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I know it's pretty early for you. And we are all very excited to hear from you. And the first question is, what were you doing before you joined Prife International, and how did you find out about iTeraCare?
Well, I was working here and there. We live on a big ranch, and so we were, just doing things, working with other farmers and things like that, but I being in this industry for 30 years, I always am keeping my ears open, looking for something. And about a week before I heard about Prife, and at the time iTeraCare is what we would call it, we I was tired of doing what I was doing, and being successful in this industry. Like I said, you're always looking for something to run with. And so I just prayed to God. I said, can, please send me something that I can do to free my time up so that I can do what I want to do. And so what happened was, about a week later, I got an email from Adrian Hughes, and I've known him for close to 20 years. And, I briefly looked through the email, clicked on the link, and watched about 2 minutes of the cartoon video.
Yeah, I know which one.
It's a great little video. I use it a lot, and I recommend people use that because it gets right to the point, and it's simple, and it's easy to understand. So, but I only watched about 2 minutes of it. I got busy doing something and just didn't watch the rest. So a couple days later, I called Adrian up and I said, hey, how are you doing? And he didn't say hi or how he was doing. All he said was, William, you have to take a look at this product. It's unbelievable. And he started telling me some things that it was doing. And I said, well, I haven't even watched the video. Let me watch the video and I'll call you back. So before the video was even over, I called him and said, hey, Adrian, this sounds too good to be true, but I want to try this product as soon as possible. So, just so you know, I could not afford to join at the time. Okay. I was in a bad spot. And I just told him, I said, hey, I can't afford it. And he says, look, we know each other. I know what you're capable of. I'll get you in. So I tell that story because, sometimes it's okay to ask for help. And this was one of those times. And
I mean, thanks so much, William. I feel you, man. I mean, just for sharing that point alone. Wow. It takes a big man to say that. Really amazing. I applaud you.
So, and so I'm very thankful to Adrian. In fact, he always thanks me for the hard work that my group has done. And, that to me shows appreciation. So that, don't be afraid to help somebody that is struggling and wants to get in. Ricky Brandino, my upline, David Gantner, and I called him, and he couldn't afford it. And his excuses were pointing towards that. And I said, listen, we're just going to send you on, get you set up. And even then he was denying that he wanted to do it. He's like, let me do more research and due diligence. And long story short, you know, he is a huge part of my success in Prife International. So, you know, it's always good to help people, pay it forward, so to speak.
Definitely, definitely. And, you know, when you decided to do it as a business, I mean, was it your goal, 3-star? I mean, like, you know, the ranking system, and was 3-star your goal? And how did you go about it? Yeah.
All right. So to be honest, I didn't have time to think about the ranks. Okay. And the reason why is because I was working 14, 16-hour days sometimes. I would get ready for bed. I would start getting messages from the UK, from Australia. And it was just a whirlwind for almost 6 months of that type of focus, laser focus on this business and working with people, building relationships, and helping people register. At the time, it was more difficult to register. And I probably did 800 plus registrations for people in my group. Why? Because I was so focused on helping people so that they could focus on talking to people, and instead of maybe learning, but eventually everybody, you know, for the most part, quickly learned how to do the registrations. But you know, the rank advancement, it just happened. So I've you know, my picture's up there, and it really went quickly. I can't remember the exact month, but it was, like I said, a whirlwind. But it was so fun because the way that I look at a business is I look at direct sales, network marketing, MLM, whatever you want to call it, as a real business, more real than a traditional brick and mortar. And the reason why is because what it gives you, the time freedom. Yes, a traditional business can give you time freedom, but in the most cases, people are working as hard or harder than they work.
And the investment as well, not forgetting the investment.
Yes, and huge investment. And so with this company and this product and this type of business, I tell people all the time, I said, listen, it's okay to spend money on this because the end result is a residual income. So to me, you know, it's okay to look at this as a real business because it is a real business. Spend some money on advertising, flyers, and get the word out because it will pay you so much more back when you find the right people that come in and you can duplicate what you know with them.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for the ranking system because the ranking system allows everybody to have a focus with their teams. And hey, you know what? A little bit of recognition, especially in direct sales, is important because it gives everybody in your team
a motivation.
They understand, okay, this is possible. Let's do this.
Yeah. And I noticed that part of your success, because I've seen some of your YouTube videos, you do duplicate yourself. You train them. You sort of like make it easy for them to go watch the video and learn, you know, that kind of thing. So
yeah, exactly. And that was a big part of getting us going, our group. But I opened it up to everybody because, you know, it's okay to share, right? But we've got some more exciting things coming here real soon, some more Zooms that are going to be focused on just that, making sure that people have a place to go where they are going to be up to speed really quickly and doing what they need to be doing, which is sharing these incredible products with people.
Well, that's the reason why you're the CMO, isn't it? I mean, we saw that you are unselfishly opening up yourself to everybody. And, you know, at Prife International, I think everyone can be up there. Everyone can be number one. It's just like a saying, you know, the sun shines for everyone, you know. So what we can do as a community working with one another, I think will make us stronger, you know, united we stand, you know, and that's how we grow. So definitely you are now spearheading the growth in the United States, and you have to duplicate everyone, and that's how we can multiply. So it's a pretty heavy stuff on your shoulder. What do you have in mind in terms of your planning for them?
Well, basically with my 30 plus years of experience in this industry and building businesses from scratch, not bringing over downlines and things like that, my goal is to make sure that people understand that you need to keep it simple, don't complicate things. And so I want to be able to present a path that people can get on and easily do this business. Why? Well, we just heard an amazing testimony of a life-changing experience. So this is what kept me going and focused, is this product works. So I want to keep it simple. And a lot of times I run into people that really they complicate things. They ask way many questions. And so I like to tell the story. When I started building this business, I spent a week learning the back office and the compensation plan. We didn't have anything to use, to learn. So it was the upline and just self-study. So I know that some people get it quickly, some people don't. So my goal is to make sure that it's in a simple format that people can easily follow. This is not a difficult business. It is a business of sharing, and we are all network marketers. I don't care who you are. If you enjoy something, you are going to want to share it with somebody else, whether that's a good meal at a restaurant or a good movie. So we all have it. There's a blockage there, though, most of the time, because it has to do with selling. Well, we're not selling, we're sharing. And so these thoughts are important because we don't want people failing. We want people to succeed. And so when the Zooms are going to be focused on that, the training is going to be focused on all of the ways to build your business, because at the end of the day, that is what you're here for. If you believe in this product, you really need to learn how to do it. And that's my goal, is to just teach people.
I think the message for everyone, William, the message for everyone is that if you take this business seriously, you will learn everything, to make it work, isn't it? It's just that a lot of people, they join. And you know what's the biggest problem, William? Sorry. They just kept relying on the upline, and they just kept relying and say, hey, why are you not helping me? But hey, you're forgetting that this is your business too. So you should learn everything, isn't it?
If you knew the frustration sometimes.
I know, I do.
It's really, really difficult sometimes, but it works on my patience, because people want to have their hand held instead of taking, seriously, an hour to dig in a little bit and get going, right? I think that, Prife has put everything in place. If you make a mistake during registration, what do? Well, you just go into your back office and do cancel sales and do it over again. Very difficult to do something here that is not fixable. So, but people still have that fear. And that's why I like to do training and make sure that people are up to speed on what to do, because it's not difficult. When I started this, the first day, I sold 3. How did I do that? I talked to people a little bit. I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know. I didn't even understand terahertz. And I said, just watch this video and let me know. Boom, first day, I sold 3. Well, I'm like, that's not hard. So I just did it again. And I told them, do that. Just send out this little cartoon video. And then I started hearing feedback about that video. It's like, oh, it's a computer voice. And it's like, I built $1 million business because of this computer voice cartoon. I love it.
Well, just 2 more short questions, William.
Okay.
And this one is a personal one. How has this opportunity changed your life? I know, you just mentioned you couldn't even afford to buy one.
Right.
Tell us.
So, I have lived simply for a long time. Okay. And so when the money started coming in fact, at the very beginning and throughout many months, I looked at it as a game. And the reason why is because I have been in this industry for so long. I've seen companies come and go, and I just was in competition with some people in my downline, right? I was like, okay, so what's your volume today? And what did you make today? And things like that. So I had a light approach to it. And so when the money started coming in, my wife and I just really couldn't believe it. Now, even now, as a 3-star, the income is life-changing. And so our focus is to not use all the money on us and our family, but to give and to help people that are less fortunate. And so that was part of the request to find something, was to go and help people that were in need, maybe even in third world countries and things like that. So it's a blessing to be able to have the ability to do that, because a regular job, just over broke, doesn't allow you to do very much at all. You might have a vacation, right? Once or maybe twice a year if you're lucky. This business and this income allows your whole life, in a sense, is a vacation. But it's not about sitting and doing nothing, continuing to build your business, and like I said, helping other people.
Life-changing. It's life. I'm glad you mentioned about charity. I mean, that's in line with what we are doing over here. In fact, this weekend, we're going to launch the Prife charity foundation. So it's very exciting, and it's
that's great.
Totally in line. We call it here as CSR, or corporate social responsibility. So thank you so much, William. Maybe one last question, just in case some people are watching right now and say, well, the number one market, number one sales is coming from America, and it's probably too late for me. What do you have to say to people like them? Okay.
Well, okay, so in the past, I've been involved with network marketing companies, and something will happen on the negative, and I will stop promoting it. And it's been, I started January 12th, and it is March 10th. And I am more excited now about sharing this opportunity with people than I was when I started. And I was pretty excited when I started. And the reason why is because we are selling products that work, and they're not going to stop working. So the company management is growing, things are happening, and it is still, and I've told people in January, timing is a big part of being successful in this industry. Guys, we did the $50 million in sales the first year, and the company has a goal of doing $1 billion this year. Things are going to be popping, so to speak. Again, it is ground floor perfect timing. There's hardly anybody in this company, and we have the most amazing products to share with the world. Look at the backdrop here for me. I love this because it shows me, it's like, listen, it's not just the United States.
Absolutely.
It is the entire globe.
Absolutely.
And we have the products that people want. And what's the motto? One device in every home. Well, now we've got maybe 2, 3 devices, 4 devices that people are going to want in their home. And Dr. Jimmy one time told me, this is just the beginning. We are going to have revolutionary products available through Prife, and timing is incredible right now. In fact, I would say that the timing now, a year later, is better. And the reason why is because we went through a lot of, for example, product shortages at the stockist during the Chinese New Year. We had a lot of issues. We only had 4 stockists, 3, I think, actually, in January. So it's a perfect time. And look at the map. Look at how many people have stood up and said, I want to be a part of this company. I want to invest in this company and help the company spread this product around the world. It's a great time.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And thank you so much, William, for coming to share with us today. And I'm sure all the words that you have said, well, hopefully somebody who will be watching will be inspired and take the ball and run with it, and do something with their life, which is life-changing. Thank you, William. Thank you so much for.
You're welcome. God bless.
Right. So we have 2 wonderful guests. One is life-changing in terms of health, and the other one is life-changing in terms of wealth. So this is a wonderful business because you can have both health and wealth. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it's really, really amazing. Hope you join us, and moving forward, you know, become the next 3-star or Sapphire Director or wherever your goal leads you. Thank you, and see you next week.
Thank you, Dr. Jim.
Medical disclaimers. iTera Classic and iTera Pro are not medical devices. The information provided on our website is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult a medical professional or healthcare provider if you are seeking medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Prife International shall not be liable for risks or issues associated with using or acting upon the information on our website. Prife International shall not be liable or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members who are independent contractors.